All right, you know what time it is, kids? It's Saturday morning. You had a rough Friday night. We're sure of it. 99.9% of men who go out to bars, drink, and try to hit on hot women do not get those women to come back with them. So you're probably one of those. So the problem is, how do you get
ice
over
your
it?
dominant forearm while you're drinking your coffee.
And for the ladies out there who might be listening, you're in control. You know damn well you could have it if you wanted it. So if you have some kind of standards, maybe you didn't score last night either.
Get those batteries recharged for later.
But that's what Dave and I are here for. Your Uncle Dave and your Uncle Kev are here to get you through your Saturday morning blues with, of course, the latest edition of the Sports Frenzy 2.0 Weekend Edition.
And of course, as always, we start off with rock here as we record August 9th, 2023, dropping Saturday morning, August 12th.
And we have got a full rockin' edition of the first segment for you. We have our review. Of course, we're in the middle of for me, 6 straight weeks of concerts. For your Uncle Dave, it is 8 straight weeks of concerts.
Yeah, we got a little bit extra thrown in there.
Yeah, because you got disturbed on Labor Day weekend, which I am not going to.
Then we got the other bonus concert in there as well for The Who, the Mongolian metal folk band.
So your Uncle Dave will keep you up each and every week. I'll be with him here for the next 3 weeks, and then I get a week off on Labor Day. Thank God.
There you go.
But week 3 of our 6 straight weeks of mutual concert reviews, Matchbox 20 with Matt Nathanson, as always, at Ruoff Music Center, or as we like to call it, Deer Creek, outside of Indianapolis in Noblesville, Indiana. And if it wasn't for people,
it would have been a phenomenal night.
And it happens. It'll happen every once in a while.
Oh, my God. You can't let strippers out and about drunk in public.
Yes, he is not lying. He is not embellishing, kids. We had to deal with through Matt Nathanson into the beginning. Luckily, only the very first couple songs of Matchbox 20, we had to deal with strippers.
The stupid whores, drunk whores on parade, and they were pissing everybody off around us.
Yep. And again, luckily they took off a couple songs in to Matchbox 20.
Probably passed out somewhere.
Couldn't find their way back.
More than likely.
That worked out well for us. But yeah, they did not make life easy for anybody in our area.
No, not at all.
But you guys who've gone to concerts know this is how it works once in a while. You're going to have the assholes. And it's tough when it's women because you can't do anything. What are you going to do? You know?
Yeah. It was rough.
But again, luckily,
it all worked out.
They lost themselves in the maze of urinals and porta potties. I don't know what happened, but thank God they never came back.
Yeah. Yeah, and this was a full, packed, sold-out show.
Yeah, so it's not like we could move.
No, there was nowhere to move to. I mean, it was packed.
Yep.
It was a beautiful thing. 3 years in the making.
Yes. And again, luckily for this one, we did not buy tickets ahead of time. We were going to wait as long as we could and just grab lawn seats 3 years ago. COVID hit.
Then it got pushed back to 2021. They still didn't go because of COVID. And then last year there was a scheduling snafu. And finally,
And they went through opening acts, starting with the Wallflowers, who we initially wanted to see.
right,
And then they went to Ben Rector, and now we end up with Matt Nathanson.
who was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, I'll give him credit for being very charismatic. The music,
It was so.
yeah.
But the dialogues were phenomenal. Making fun of the Wallflowers.
Yeah.
Making
Over
fun
and
of
over
Matchbox 20.
Over and over again, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't like the opening act, email all complaints to Jake Dillon for not showing up on this tour.
Yeah, we got a little bit of pandering to the 80s crowd, like Dave and I, with
Yep.
White Snake cover in there. A little bit snippets of some other big hits from the 80s.
Yep. So he was a decent opening act. Decent.
Yeah, competent. I will say he was a competent opening act.
Yeah.
Not bad, but not one
phenomenal.
He's not the Black Moods.
No.
He's not Red Rider. He's not some of the best opening bands I've ever seen.
Yeah, but it wasn't a disappointment.
Then we get to the headliner. And yes, at this point, luckily, the strippers are getting ready to clear out so we can enjoy 24 songs, 2 hours from Matchbox 20. So you cannot say you did not get your money's worth.
No, they were there for the night.
Yes. They told us 2 hours. You need to give us 2 hours of your lives. And they came through. Now, they played a lot. The first time this year, in terms of our little run here with our lawn passes, the first time we've had a band with a new album out.
Yes.
Where we had to be up on some new songs. So we got five new songs off Matchbox 20's latest album, Where the Light Goes. Now, I had a feeling they were going to open with Friends, which is the lead-off track on the new album, which I'm not a fan of.
It was better live for the feel with it.
It made sense.
It worked.
It makes sense as an opening song at a concert.
Yeah, it does, especially one delayed as long as it was.
Right. So luckily we get through that right away. And then we start to get the hits. In the middle, they kind of go into a few deeper tracks on some of their older albums. Like These Hard Times and The Way. But we got every song we expected.
Yeah, it was not a disappointment by any means.
Nope. And I think you and I discussed some of the newer songs, and we're growing to appreciate Queen of New York City a little bit more.
Yeah, I can appreciate it more with each listen.
Yeah.
And again, it comes through better live than on the album. I was very happy to get Wild Dogs Running in a Slow Dream, one of the best songs on the new album.
And then, of course, they almost gave me my silver, blue, and gold moment where they made me wait until, song 23 before I got my song Bright Lights?
Yeah.
Where I was scared to death they weren't going to play it.
It was close. It was really close.
And they close out the show with an encore of Simple Minds. Yes. Don't You Forget About Me.
A definite sing-along with the crowd.
And a very faithful rendition.
Very. So, yeah, it was pretty much a straight hour and a half, no breaks, rocking on through. And then in the last half hour, they took some breaks in there. So you really didn't get that full 2 hours that you would have hoped for. But still close.
Yep. And the one thing I will say is that, unlike Foreigner, who we saw a couple weeks ago, extending 13 songs out to an hour and
and a
45 minutes.
Yeah.
Matchbox 20
They filled it
gets
in.
23 songs in 24 songs in 2 hours.
Yeah. So there you go.
No guitar solos, no drum solos,
Nope.
no keyboard solos.
Minimal talking.
Yes.
So they were there to play. They brought it big time.
Yes, so I will...
And Rob Thomas was a hot, frickin' sweaty mess.
Oh, yeah, he soaked through that shirt in half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can just see it on the screen as it just... The shirt got
darker
and darker
and darker and darker. None of them went off to change.
No. Nope.
So they did not take that time with the solos and everything else. They were there to entertain their fans. Abso-freaking-lutely phenomenal.
Yep. Very, very happy. I will give it a strong 3 frenzies.
There we go.
So, now we move on to our album review. So, not only do we have a big concert review for you, but we have a review of possibly the most anticipated album of 2023.
Yep.
Mammoth II. Wolfgang Van Halen's follow-up with Mammoth WVH to our album of the year.
Yes,
Last
it was. Kind of a bit of a letdown.
I will agree.
Yeah, it wasn't as strong.
And that's fine. And here's the thing. I'm not going to call it a sophomore slump because I don't think this album is that disappointing or that bad. I think the problem is...
He set himself at a high level.
Yes.
He had so long before it finally came out to tweak it and work it and have it where he wanted for a full, solid album. This one, it's got some really good moments, great moments in it, but there's a couple of little clunkers in there.
Well, I think the problem is that half the album sounds like it's up to par with the first album, where the sound is different, unique enough, changed enough, where the songs are... They have their own personality.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. And then the other half, you're starting to hear that sameness creep in, where the songs kind of blend together and you can interchange them, and they don't have anything unique.
There's nothing distinctive
to set them apart. So I get that. Now, I think the first half of the album is a lot stronger than the second half. I will say the first song, Right, is awesome.
I enjoyed it. That was one of the stronger ones.
Very good song to start the album off with. Now, we've talked about Like a Pastime.
Blah.
I think it fits a little better, though, because it's sandwiched between arguably the 2 best songs on the album.
Yeah, between Right and Another Celebration.
Yeah.
He kind of hides it.
Exactly.
Between those two.
Right. So it seems to prop it up a little bit more.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit.
But then you get to Miles Above Me, where I'm like, oh, it's good, but it's not great.
Yeah, it's another good.
But then Take a Bow.
Take a Bow is
See, I can't disparage Take a Bow.
It was meh to me. I didn't go gung-ho for it, but I didn't hate it.
Right, but the guitar solo, I can't get over how amazing the guitar solo is.
The guitar solo elevates it.
Right.
That's the big thing going for it.
Optimist is okay.
See, I liked Optimist. That was one of my favorites.
See, I can see that. I can see it. It just didn't click with me. And then the 4th single, I'm All Right, I like a lot.
Oh, yeah. That's
you got
full
some
on solid.
Roadhouse piano in there.
Yeah.
Nice little change of pace. with that.
Yeah.
And I think, unfortunately, that's about the last distinctive song.
Yeah.
The last three don't really stand out all that much to me.
Erase Me. I kind of like the intro for it, but then it kind of fell apart. It was you had the intro going one direction, and then it fell off the rails and went completely oppo.
Now, see, the last two, I do a compare and contrast with this, because the last two, Waiting and Better Than You, are both a little more poppy than everything else. But the difference is, to me, Waiting is too poppy.
Waiting, I thought, was very weak.
Yeah. Whereas Better Than You is poppy, but it's a little catchier, a little stronger.
Yeah, but still, it's kind of
Yeah. So I don't think we're too far off here together on this. I know everybody would think that I would go gaga. No. I call it as I see it, or as I hear it in this case. I would say this is a solid but unspectacular follow-up to the first. As Dave said, high bar set, didn't reach it, didn't embarrass himself. 3 frenzies.
So week 3, solid 2.5 for me.
I can't go that low. There's too much good stuff on here to give it a 2.5, but I can't elevate it to 3.5.
No.
Once you start getting in that realm, you need 7, 8 really strong songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not too far off.
Yep. So we will see what Wolfgang does. Can he grow a couple of years from now when we get Mammoth 3 or whatever he decides to call it?
Yep. We will find out.
Will he figure out a way to recapture the magic from the first album, change his sound just enough to make it more inventive and interesting?
That remains to be seen.
Or is it going to be cookie cutter? Cookie cutter. And finally, Dave indulged me, and we listened to Wilco's first single off their upcoming album. The first single is Evicted. Now, we listened to a couple Wilco albums here within the last year or so when they put out their double album, Cruel Country. And I believe you liked one of them, at least.
Yes.
If not both.
Yeah.
But Evicted, I kind of liked it.
I didn't hate it. I kind of dug it the more I listened to it. It had that almost that Traveling Wilburys type feel to it.
Yeah, that's how Wilco goes through shifts and changes.
Yeah, it started out, I could see, all right, this is kind of a CCR type intro, and then you get into the vocals and everything. It kind of has that Wilburys, Tom Petty feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the weird thing about Wilco, is that the album they're most known for is Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, which is a brilliant album, but it sounds nothing like any of their other albums. This is more traditional Wilco, alt country type feel to it. I liked it. I thought 2.5. It's a 2.5 frenzy.
Solid.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what they come out with here.
So I'm intrigued with the other songs coming down the line.
Yep. All right. I promised Dave some music news that some might shock him a little bit. So let's start off easy and then get him to the big stuff.
There we go.
All right. Van Halen is releasing The Collection Volume 2 remastered Sammy Hagar era albums with what they call rarities, which is basically all the other songs they released. Twister soundtrack.
Yeah.
The 3 songs they released on Best of Both Worlds, including Up for Breakfast.
Yeah, it's
there's nothing out of the vaults.
Nothing new.
Nothing out of the vaults. Let's put it that way.
So again, if you have most everything, it's not something you really would have to rush out and get.
Right. I won't. I'm not going to do it.
No, because you have it all already.
I do. Except for maybe Crossing Over. I don't know if I have Crossing Over, which is the B-side on one of the singles from Balance.
Yeah.
But I do have Humans Being, obviously have the 3 songs from Best of Both Worlds. So Night Ranger is putting out, yes, along with the likes of Metallica, a symphony orchestra album.
Don't.
I believe this is a youth symphony that they work with. So that will be coming out here in October.
God, it's got to be better than Def Leppard's, right?
Oh, God, you had to remind me of that, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Yeah, no, please, God, no. Please, God, no. Please, God, no. No, if I hear anything as bad as that Pour Some Sugar on Me rendition from Def Leppard, what was it, Drastic Symphonies? Wasn't that what it was called?
Something like that. It was
yes,
just...
we declined. We said no. We're not going to waste our time with this.
No.
I have a feeling this will be better.
I can only hope.
I hope. Yes, I hope. But that, again, will be coming out in October. And then, of course, the big news. Dokken is back. Dokken, brand new album. October the 27th. Heaven Comes Down. Yes, that was a song that they originally recorded years and years and decades ago. Somehow Don Dokken feels that title will work.
Will work for this.
This is not a cover
stuff.
album. This is a brand new set of songs. Even though the title again refers to an old Dokken song.
You have to have a hook to bring us back.
Yep. October the 27th. Heaven Comes Down is out. Dave and I will review the first single, Fugitive, next week. Well, maybe not next week. I think we still have, I don't know. Next week's pretty busy. I was going to ask you about that. We got a draft on Monday. We got a concert on Thursday, concert Saturday, concert Sunday. It might be me solo, kids. Let's just put it that way. Piecing something together.
Yeah, I think we can do it for next week because we've just got the one show next weekend, or this coming weekend for rolling in. I think we'll be fine.
But again, next week, draft Monday, concert Thursday, concert Saturday, concert Sunday. We'll
be fine.
You have to respect the man's integrity, energy, and vitality.
We'll be fine. It's the following week where we're going to have 3 shows to review.
All right. Yes, we'll discuss this later because I don't know. I don't know what you're thinking of. I'm talking next week's show in the middle of all that chaos. It's not in 2 weeks. It's next week.
Yeah, next week.
All right.
Yeah, because as you're listening to this, we're getting ready to go up to see Godsmack.
Right.
And so the following Saturday, you will hear the Godsmack review, The Hives, Alice Cooper, and Dokken song.
Right. But, all right. He is dedicated. I'll give him that.
It's fine.
All right.
It's all good in the hood.
He's a younger man than me. He's much more spry and active. I'm like, oh my God, next week's going to be brutal. All right.
Listen to it while mowing the lawn this weekend.
All right.
We can get through it.
All right.
One song is not going to break us.
I'm not talking about one song. I'm talking about all the events we've got going on next week. And sleeping and working.
It'll be fine.
Of course, you have 4,756 vacation hours saved up, so I know you're not worried.
No, I'm not. It's all good. We got this.
All right, so kids, recapping next week, Godsmack and Stained live, our review. The Hive's brand new album, we did not mention that. The death of Randy Fitzsimmons. So again, just like this week, big concert, big album.
Two teeny songs.
Dokken and Alice Cooper as well next week.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Coming up next, movie reviews. I'm playing catch up.
I got a new one.
As I finally have my review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Book review coming.
Book review, yes, I've got one.
And then, of course, in the final segment, we'll recap some of the shows that we watch weekly in TV and streaming. Lots and lots and lots of moments of silence. So luckily, not too many dumbasses this week, but we do have a contender for Dumbass of the Year, which I have discussed with your Uncle Dave.
Yes, we do.
So hang out for just a second, more specifically a minute, through a quick promo break. Your Uncle Dave and I will be right back. Stuck in a no-win situation? Wife being held captive while your feet bleed? Take a second to decompress. Pull out your smartphone and listen to Sports Frenzy 2.0 on Spotify, Anchor, Google, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Apple, Overcast, and Castbox. And don't forget to check out their Facebook page. The Maestro and the Conquistador will take your mind off your dire predicament and give you the best non-PC sports commentary you'll find anywhere. And once you compose your exit strategy and take down some German terrorists, you'll want to yell, "Yippee-ki-yay, Sports Frenzy 2.0!
All right, welcome back for segment 2 of the weekend edition of Sports Frenzy 2.0, dropping here Saturday, August 12th, 2023. He's a maestro, Kevin Crane.
He is the Conquistador, Dave Height.
And we're here talking now movies on Spotify, Google, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Amazon, Audible, iHeart, Apple, Overcast, Castbox, and Stitcher for a couple more weeks.
Oh, so sad.
So sad.
We're going to have to have a moment of silence for Stitcher.
We'll pour one out for our homies.
When they pass away on August the 29th and go into that great nether region known as failed podcast hosts. All right. I have finally been able to play catch up with the movies. Basically, my laziness, not wanting to go out to the theaters and deal with humanity. If you listen to our last segment about what we had to put up with at Matchbox 20, you'll understand why. Plus, of course, we've been talking about stories recently where people are getting beat up for insisting that scumbag thugs move out of their seats that they paid for. So, why the hell wouldn't I wait a few weeks? Disney Plus, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I reviewed it a while back. Now we get to play catch up and discuss.
Yes. I liked it a lot. I will say that remembering back to your review, I don't think I have quite the level of enthusiasm that you had for it, but I still enjoyed it thoroughly. I did like the fact that they let every member of the Guardians of the Galaxy shine at one point or another. Very equal coverage in that respect, in terms of, we get Gamora, Mantis, Drax. They all get their moments to shine in the spotlight. Of course, this is really, and if you haven't heard this already, I'm not spoiling this. It's about Rocket Raccoon. The main story is about Rocket.
It's his origin, and finding himself who he really is.
Right. And not dragging them in a negative way, but bringing the Guardians of the Galaxy in to a fight with the High Evolutionary. Now, I will say this. I will say that, number one, I give Chris Pratt all the credit in the world. I really loved him in this movie.
Wasn't he on par? He was
tortured.
He
went through a gamut of emotions that normal people like Dave and I and you out there would say was borderline Oscar worthy, because it's not pretentious. It's just heartfelt anger, rage, fear.
It's all organic.
Sadness.
It's organic throughout. He hits everything right on key. Does a hell of a job.
Yeah, I think Chris Pratt doesn't get enough credit.
Open the fucking door!
For what he brings to this series. This is not like him in Jurassic Park, those 3 movies, where he's just basically along for the ride, running alongside CGI blue screen or green screen effects.
Yeah.
He really brings it here. He has done a phenomenal job in the first 2, but he's really, in my opinion, he's shining in this one. I'm trying to think of how I can bring my criticisms up without ruining it for anybody out there who hasn't watched it yet. I guess I can say that I think it got a little bit namby-pamby towards the end, a little bit too soft for my liking, which is something I will discuss with Dave off mic. Again, because I don't want to spoil.
Right.
If I give you more detail, then it could spoil a little bit of the ending for you.
I think I know where you want to go with it.
Yeah.
Where it could have gone one way and probably should have, but they couldn't bring themselves to do it.
Yeah, that's part of it. But now there's some other stuff. I'm just going to say there's some other soft and cuddly stuff that goes on in the last half an hour where I'm just like, little much. It's little much.
Yeah, there were the parts that drug on just a little too long.
That too, yes. We're talking about a movie that's almost 2 hours and 40 minutes long.
And they could have shaved an
20
easy,
minutes. 20 minutes
15.
edited out of it would have been great. Yeah. Lop it down to 215, 220 would have been a much tighter, I think, much more effective movie.
Yes. Yeah.
But again, I appreciate the crew, the Guardians of the Galaxy as constituted here in this movie. And James Gunn knows what he's doing. He's been dealing with these characters through 2 movies and now a third. It's what we expected. We knew kind of going in that we could depend on James Gunn
to give us the last true Marvel movie.
In the middle of this Marvel crap, this cesspool that we've been putting up with for 2 years that doesn't look like it's going to end with the Marvels at the end of this year, and now with the writer's strike and the actor strike. Who else is on strike? The cameramen, the directors, a
strike for you, a strike for you, a strike for you. And who pays for it? We do.
Yeah. So that they're going to push these movies back. So after we get the Freaky Friday, as you put it.
Yeah. The Freaky Friday Marvels.
Yeah. Ugh. Who knows when we're going to get Deadpool 3, the Fantastic Four, any of these movies we've been promised. So this might be the last best Marvel DC movie we get for a long, long, long time. Because Black Panther Wakanda Forever sucked. Ant-Man Quantumanium sucked ass. But at least, for the love of God, James Gunn gave us a fitting ending to the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. I will give this one a strong 3 frenzies.
There we go.
Can't go to the upper echelon because
Can't hit the 3.5.
Just too long, and again, a little bit too soft and cuddly towards the end for me. But everything else, perfect. Everything else. And I could have done without Radiohead at the beginning.
My God, that was the worst frickin' part.
You had
Creep
the most awesome
sucks.
soundtracks of all time with Volume 1 and Volume 2. Volume 3, I did not even buy. That should tell you something.
The soundtrack was
something.
Sorely lacking.
Yes.
That was, yeah.
The Volume 3 soundtrack, while it has its moments, has highlights.
Overall is...
Yes.
I knew we were in trouble when Creep was playing.
Yes. Sports Frenzy is not a welcome land for Radiohead.
No.
Let's put it that way.
No.
Yeah, so the Volume 3 soundtrack, not nearly as good as those for Volumes 1 and 2. Another slight criticism. But, again, enjoyable in this day and age.
It's definitely well worth watching.
Yep.
And adding to your collection.
Yep. Absolutely agree. So what you got, Uncle Dave?
I went ahead and flipped on Netflix to watch the new Jackie Chan, John Cena action flick, Hidden Strike. Post-war world, oil, hot commodity, of course, as always, and terrorists are trying to overrun a refinery and take out the people working. Jackie Chan's elite unit comes in to save the day. John Cena's just living out his life in a small little community outside the area, helping the orphans and everyone, trying to get water just to survive, lamenting the loss of his father on a raid that their private security firm went wrong. And he gets sucked into a scheme by his brother to kidnap one of the main people running the refinery. Shit goes off the rails quick. Turns into a rescue mission, revenge flick. It's John Cena in action with all his comedy bits going on. It's Jackie Chan doing his thing. It's the action, his comedy. It's the buddy stuff. It's what you would expect. It's comfort action. It's entertaining. It's definitely worthwhile. It's a 2.5 frenzy movie. It's not gonna blow your doors off in any way. It's comfort viewing. And that's all you can hope for something like this.
Yeah, and I'll have my review next week because I did start to watch it. Had to finish up Guardians, but I loved a few years back Jackie Chan and Johnny Knoxville and Skip Trace. So I'm with Dave. I expect nothing more, nothing less than a 2.5 frenzy, entertaining 1.5 hour ride. So It sounds like the only thing I was concerned about watching the first 15 minutes was the subtitles.
Yeah.
I am not into reading my movies.
You're going to have a couple of bits throughout. It's really heavy in the first part, and then they back off of it.
Because, of course, in a minute here, we'll actually talk about reading with a book review.
That we will.
But I have a couple little movie tidbits for you before we move on to that. Speaking of big summer blockbuster movies like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Barbie making a shit ton of money, yet somehow I'm hearing rumors that this movie has got an agenda.
No, in this day and age?
Yes. And a gentleman who I, in the past, did not like very much, but he seems to have shifted his viewpoints to become a little more sane, let's put it that way, is one Bill Maher. Bill Maher came out and said that Barbie is, and I quote, preachy, man-hating, and a zombie lie. So I take it Mr. Maher didn't like
Wow.
Barbie.
Yeah, I guess he didn't.
I don't know. When this ends up hitting streaming, I don't know if I'm going to watch it or not.
I have absolutely no desire.
But I almost want to see if it's got an agenda. You know, I want to see if there is some kind of insidious little message behind it.
Well, of course there will be in this day and age.
I can't believe a movie that makes $500 million. I mean, think about it. What kind of movie that you can think of that has had a blatant political message has ever made that kind of money? I just can't believe this movie is this popular, making this kind of money, and it's overtly saying men suck, men are awful.
I don't know that anybody's going for that message. Just, this is the biggest selling doll in history.
Right.
How many girls had a Barbie and now they're all grown up and this is their moment? This is their Marvel.
Yeah, but I told you who was originally supposed to star as Barbie in another version of this. Before Greta Gerwig got involved, it was supposed to be Amy Schumer.
I know, that would have been an absolute disaster.
Oh, God! One of the most objectionable human beings on the face of the earth.
But it's a nostalgia thing, I think, for most of the people going to see it.
I'll be tempted to watch it. I will be.
Yeah,
or at least part of it. Just to see how it plays out.
Yeah, you let me know how that goes.
Yeah. I'll show up to the podcast after I watch it with pink. I'll be wearing pink. Yeah, right.
Not.
I don't own white. I don't own yellow. I don't own pink.
Oh, even I've got a couple pink shirts.
It's just, I don't like it. Easier to clean. Black, gray, dark blue, red. Easier to clean.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with my male insecurity, Dave. Nothing to do with that whatsoever.
Keep telling yourself that there, Maestro.
Oh, God. So let's move on to the antithesis of male insecurity. Chuck Dixon, one of the most prolific writers of the Punisher comic books back in the old days for Marvel, in a recent interview has come out and said what we all know. But at least he has had the guts, the balls, the cojones to put it out there. He says Marvel hates the Punisher, and Marvel hates the fans of the Punisher.
That would be the current Marvel regime.
And of course,
which we know is the Rat.
They have mysteriously, in the comic books, put Frank Castle on a missing list. He is gone. He's nowhere to be found. So we have to have a new Punisher.
What's her name?
Well, that's the weird thing, is that from what I can read, there's not a big difference yet in terms of Frank Castle versus the new Punisher, Joe Garrison, ex-SHIELD operative, white guy, not gay, as far as I can tell, supposedly still going to kill the bad guys. I wonder how long that is going to last.
What difference does it make if it's this guy or Castle?
Yeah, why would you change the character if you weren't going to change the way he behaves?
It makes
doesn't make any
zero
sense.
sense.
You just stay with Frank Castle if you're going to keep.
God.
But again, we're expecting the new Daredevil series, Born Again, on Disney Plus here within the next, I don't know, with the strike, 6 months, 8 months, with
Who knows?
John Bernthal supposedly coming back as Frank Castle. And I know for damn sure, from what I've read in interviews, John Bernthal will not let the Punisher be neutered.
No, he will not.
So where are we going with the Punisher here? Marvel, Disney, where are we going?
I don't think they have an idea. Big surprise.
I don't know why you fuck with one of your most popular properties, especially when that property has positive ties to the military and to the police. They use that skull logo, that skull emblem on their trucks.
Oh, but it's a woke society. People want to defund the police. We can't have that type of action.
Yeah, great.
Balls.
Which is why we get Freaky Friday Marvels.
Yeah.
I believe you have a book review this week, don't you?
I do. We have Dead Man's Wake by Paul Doiron, the latest installment of Maine game warden investigator Mike Bowditch. I've been reading these for, almost a decade. They've been coming out. So this latest one, Mike and his fiancée Stacy are at his stepdad's lake house with his new wife, and Stacy's parents are celebrating their engagement and pending nuptials. So they're just kind of having a nice, calm Labor Day weekend. So Mike and Stacy, after dinner, decide to go walk out on the dock and just take in the lake and everything, getting ready for the fireworks display, when they hear an idiot racing around on his jet ski. And of course, Bowditch, being a game warden, wants to yell at the guy because it's dark, no lights on it, can't see, it's going to be a problem. Then they hear a speedboat off in the distance, and they hear it hit something. And so, of course, Mike immediately gets into investigation mode. Stacy's dad's a retired game warden, and he wants to tag along. So they get on the pontoon, go out to see what's going on. Yeah, they find a floating arm. Speedboat ran somebody over, so the investigation and the murder commences. They bring out everybody. Turns out some rich guy who's kind of a schemer, married into a wealthy family who owns a little island on the lake, cheating on his wife, who has MS, with his latest mistress. Her body's missing, so they have to find that body as well. Chaos ensues. Who ran him over? Why did they run him over? Was it the jealous husband? Was it somebody else? The guy was a player. So, fast-paced, takes place just within like a couple of days. So it moves. It's one of the quicker paced ones that Paul has written. I liked it. There were a couple moments was like, really? There's almost a couple red herrings that didn't work, but they actually did in the end. So you got to figure out what's going on. Went a little bit different than I thought it was going to. So this one I will give a very solid 3. So good
Very
stuff.
nice.
Dead Man's Wake, really good. Doiron, I think he won an Edgar for the first one, The Poacher's Son. Had a couple of good ones, a clunker, good one, another clunker, but after that, they've been spot on, and these last three have been really damn good. He's really found the flow.
Yeah, and Edgar Awards, kids, are awesome. Those are the top awards for the genre that Dave and I most often read.
Yeah, and the
mystery and police procedurals, I believe, fall in that category as well. So, of course, James Lee Burke has won the Edgar twice, and
is a grandmaster.
We will eventually get to his new book, Flags on the Bayou.
Can I start reading it yet?
You said what point? 75%?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
So I got to find something else to read.
Probably you can start next week.
Okay, so I got to find something tomorrow to try and. I'm not gonna get. I probably won't be able with the schedule we have coming up. I will not have.
What I was saying in the last segment.
So I will not have a book review next week.
But what we do have coming up in the next segment is our weekly look at TV and streaming, the shows that we love. Especially right now when we've got 3 or 4 of them rolling right through their current seasons. We'll discuss those.
I'll give you a season 1 review of The Lincoln Lawyer.
We have got a lot of moments of silence to discuss. Couple dumbasses. So, one last segment after one more promo break. Uncle Dave and I will be right back.
Yes. Listen, you will, to Sports Frenzy 2.0, you must. Much to learn from the maestro and conquistador there is for entertainment every Saturday. On Spotify, Anchor, Google, Apple, and everywhere are they found.
All right, kids, third and final segment here. Saturday morning, August the 12th, 2023, taping. On August the 9th. Yes, I say taping. I know it's not taping. It's all digital.
It's still the same damn thing. Taping, recording, whatever.
He's a conquistador, Dave Heights.
The maestro, Kevin Crane.
All right, time to talk about TV and streaming. Awesome TV shows currently in their new seasons. If you have not watched some of these shows that Dave and I have watched for years and years, shame on you. Of course, number 1 is The Vampires.
What We Do in the Shadows. We told you last week the one focusing on Colin Robinson was kind of a dud after one of the most brilliant episodes of the series the week before.
Fuck you, Guillermo, for sending me into outer space! And then we were a little disappointed, as Dave said, with Colin Robinson is fine as a character in the group.
Yes, you cannot focus solely on him.
And then when you bring his girlfriend in,
you've
really drags everything down.
Yeah, well, they live up to being the emotional vampire that she is, and the what the hell is he?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. He just sucks the life out of you with boredom.
So, after that episode, you're kind of worried, where's it going to go? We've had a great episode here. We've had a bad episode. Luckily, episode 5 of season 5 returned.
They rebounded
to
nicely.
Glory.
Nadia didn't go to her little enclave neighborhood. This was all hands on deck, trying to keep their secret. Because Nandor de Laurentiis.
A pipe bursts in the neighborhood. And of course, the media has to be all over it. And Nandor,
of course, out for a walk, just gets sucked into the interview. He tells him, Yes, my name is Nandor the Relentless, and they put up Nandor de Laurentiis.
And he starts talking about how he's been in the neighborhood for 200 years.
For centuries.
And they all start freaking out. And Guillermo's nowhere to be found because he's trying to tell his family
Goodbye.
because he feels like once he fully transforms into a vampire, he'll never get to see them again. So you leave the vampires to figure all this shit out for themselves without Guillermo, and you can...
It's mass freaking chaos.
You can pretty much guess what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Colin Robinson setting up
Full
booby
on
traps.
Rambo.
Yeah. Setting up deadly booby traps all over the place.
Nadia, get your go bag. Let's go.
Yeah, Nadia's all about the go bags. Very, very, very funny episode.
Very funny.
And of course, this also involves kidnapping, possibly, maybe, the TV reporter.
Kidnapping, attempted murder. Oh, Lord.
Sinkholes become involved. They come into play. Classic episode again.
And the vampires doing the evening news.
Yeah, the last 10 minutes are classic. The last
They're awesome.
No, there's little schmutz on the weather screen.
Dragging a body off stage.
Again, if you have not watched What We Do in the Shadows, shame on you. We've already had 2 classic episodes this season, so
very, very
episode
good.
5 of season 5 is fantastic. Now, have you watched Tacoma yet?
I am. Yeah, the 3 episodes.
You've caught up.
I'm caught up
so
on Tacoma.
Okay, we can talk about what we've watched.
Station 24 back up and running. Poor Ike. Just can't get used to everything shifting over to the left a couple of inches.
Well, not only that, but I use my social security number as my password.
The dark web.
Yeah, poor Ike has had a rough season.
Not going well.
But we've got a new Proby.
Yep. Mulberry.
Yep. Of course, they could have had John Bon Jovi's nephew.
Ron Bon Jovi.
And then we've got some scandals involving the Panizzi family.
Oh,
maybe, possibly.
Lord.
I have to admit, Joe Pantoliano, he just wears on me as the father. I get tired. It's the same yelling and screaming.
It's a little too much. It's a little too much.
Yeah.
Everybody else, though, has been solid.
Yep. Everybody else has been fine.
Enjoy your apple juice. Damn it, Eddie.
That was awesome. That might have been the funniest moment of the year so far. Enjoy your apple juice. But yes, of course, Tacoma FD in season 4, not disappointing in the least.
No, it's not. Oh my god.
Still very funny, of course, the guys.
I miss Lizard. Andy, though.
I think they'll bring him back at some point. I think they will.
I would hope so.
Yeah. As Ike says, they're both Andys. They're both Andys.
I want my Andy.
Yeah. All right. I will admit, because of all the concerts, all these other shows, the movies, I am still only through the first 2 episodes of Justified City Primeval.
You're killing me, Smalls.
I know. And you would think that would be one that I would be making a top priority. It's easier to sit down when you've got a short amount of time to watch a Tacoma or a What We Do in the Shadows than to invest an hour and 15 minutes into an episode. I know.
Invest it.
You know I'll catch up. You know I will catch up.
Oh, things are starting to roll.
Because I am a huge fan of Justified. It's just
things are
with the Festival of Rock is interfering with some parts of my life. The Festival of Rock is causing problems, and this is one of the problems.
Fix it.
But I have time to watch SummerSlam. Yes! It is time for wrestling. It is time for your SummerSlam recap. Even though we were at Matchbox 20,
You recorded it.
4 glorious hours. Watched it Sunday morning. Little bit when I got back. Still Sunday morning, but watched about an hour when we got back, and then watched the rest after I woke up, went to the grocery store for provisions. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now, I will say that the highlights were Miss Money in the Bank, Io Sky, cashing in after the women's triple threat championship match with Charlotte Flair, Asuka, and Bianca Belair. Of course, Bianca Belair badly injures her leg, but somehow figures out a way to win. And then running in from the back with the briefcase.
I want my shot on a beat up, worn out.
That's how you cash in.
Boom.
You pick the best possible moment, and Io Sky did. Io Sky is your new WWE Women's Champion. And of course, the main event. The bloodline still fractured, still a mess.
The tribal match.
And now tribal combat.
Tribal combat, and the Usos are broken.
They are broken. Brother betrays brother. Why? We don't know. We will find out hopefully here soon. But I have a feeling, what do we got? Payback coming up in a month. We might see Uso versus Uso.
Uso.
Although I'm worried about Solo Sikoa. He is acting like he doesn't like siding with Roman Reigns. So I'm wondering if he's not going to. We could see a tag team match. Yeah.
Intriguing.
And I still say my prediction is by the time we get to WrestleMania next year, Cody Rhodes will set himself up and will be your new Universal Champion. But that's a year later than I thought it was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen this year.
Yeah. Well, you never know.
So Roman Reigns is going to have one of the most historic, if not the most historic reigns in terms of length in WWE history.
But will he also not be the champion who's had the least amount of defenses?
Yeah, he doesn't wrestle at all. He does not wrestle at all. They said this match here at SummerSlam was his first main event pay-per-view or premium event now since WrestleMania.
Whereas you used to have the guys out there every week almost defending their title. It was always on the line.
Yep. Yeah,
they wrestled
very disheartening.
Week in and week out, and this guy wrestles, once a month maybe?
Yeah, if that. Now he'll show up and he'll talk, but he doesn't wrestle.
Everybody used to wrestle every week on the big main events.
Yeah.
What a wuss.
I don't know why they do it the way they do it now with this. But yeah, he does not wrestle all that often. And he's not even 40. He's like 38.
Well, what the hell?
It's not like he's old. They're trying to protect him physically. He's in good shape. He should be wrestling more often.
It's inexcusable.
They obviously know better than we because they have constructed a mammoth revenue-generating machine.
But think how much more it could be.
I know. Just like everything else, we should be running it.
Yep.
And we guarantee be running the world. We guarantee we wouldn't harass as many women as Vince McMahon has.
Damn straight.
Maybe a few. Maybe one or two. But not as many as Vince McMahon. The good-looking ones, yeah. We're harassing, but I think I just pissed off the hashtag #MeToo movement.
Yeah, that doesn't take much.
All right, let's move on to moments of silence because we have got a lot to
Nope,
cover.
I got to give you a quick review of Lincoln Lawyer.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, Lincoln Lawyer.
Season 1. Based on Michael Connelly's books about Mickey Holler. Some concerns over having a Latino actor playing Mickey. Don't worry about it. It's fine. They actually do a great job covering his history. His old man Holler, who was the great defense attorney, had married a Mexican actress and had Mickey. So, actually worked out great storyline. I don't have a problem with it at all. Very well portrayed. Writing is solid. Good action throughout. Nice little changes within the first season, the mystery of the big murder trial and how everything worked through. I really enjoyed it. The guy they got playing, Nev Campbell, plays his first wife with whom he has his daughter. Lorna, who's his second wife and secretary, and her fiance Cisco, former biker, who is his investigator. Very well portrayed. So it's a solid 3 series. It's not quite it's not quite up to where Bosch was, but it's still enjoyable. And now season 2 is out, and I'm 2 episodes into that, and it doesn't miss.
You had me at Nev Campbell.
I know.
You had me. Now, what I need to do is I need to watch the movie first with Matthew McConaughey.
See, I haven't watched the movie.
Set that foundation and then move into the Netflix series.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie with Matthew McConaughey yet.
At some point, I will watch that.
I'll eventually get there, but for the series, something to watch right now, I'm not disappointed.
All right, now we move on to moments of silence. Of course, the big one this week in the world of music recently, just today, as a matter of fact, as we tape here on August the 9th, the most prominent member of the band, of course, that was Bob Dylan's backing band, and they went on to success on their own. Famous movie directed by Martin Scorsese.
The Last Waltz.
Yep. Great solo albums. Robbie Robertson passed away. So thoughts and prayers to the rock and roll community. Some would say underrated, undervalued. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So again, we're in that point in time where we're just going to see a lot of this happening.
Yep, everybody
more often
that
than
we
not.
grew up listening to, watching, it's, yeah. No bueno,
Yep.
as the kids say.
Now, the other one I've got from the world of music is obviously not as significant as Robbie Robertson, but played keyboards for the Kinks throughout the 70s, John Gosling. So, thoughts and prayers to the Kinks family. Noted director. Big time director. Exorcist. French Connection. William Friedkin has left us. Now, of course, the French Connection boasts one of the, if not the greatest car chase scenes ever.
Yep, with Gene Hackman running beneath the L.
As Popeye Doyle.
Popeye Doyle.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. Not Papa Thorson. that was the
Steve
Hunter,
McQueen
Steve
and the
McQueen.
Hunter. Yep. But, yeah. believe he won the Oscar as Best Director for The French Connection.
Yeah,
Nominated for
well-deserved.
The Exorcist.
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers to
Many,
his
many
family.
other fantastic movies he directed as well.
Yep. Got one sticking in the movie area. Character actor Robert Swan. Notable characters in Natural Born Killers, Untouchables. Just a couple of other things. I can't even read my damn
And
right.
didn't he-
Hoosiers. He was in Hoosiers.
Yeah, he just died here
He was
locally.
in The Babe. Yeah, he died here in Indiana, not too far from where we're home based
Right.
at.
Right.
So thoughts and prayers to his family and friends.
You guys going to a wedding? You know how irritating it is when you don't have somebody like the maestro running the music? Because at my wedding, I ran the music. I told the DJ, you play what I tell you to play. But, of course, that doesn't usually work. So, the DJ gets to play what they want, and they play the old standards. You get the chicken dance, and you know what else you get? Cha-cha slide. Well, the man that came up with the cha-cha slide, DJ Casper, has passed away.
Cha-cha y'all in his honor.
Child actor. Starred in Jaws 2.
Mike?
Mark Gilpin has left us. And then finally, figured your Uncle Dave would bring this one up because I know what a big fan his son is of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Character actor Mark Margolis.
Yes.
From both those great shows passed away.
Yep. Nick was a little sad on that one. So, too many this week.
And he's one of those actors that you see his face, you know he was in more stuff other than that.
Yeah.
All right. 3 dumbasses. I've got one that I know people are not going to agree with me on. Probably not any of these 3 because of the fact there are a bunch of snowflakes out there, but maybe Dave will agree with me.
Let's find out.
I'm going to save the best for last. I already know he feels strongly, as I do, that the last one of the 3 will be a contender for Dumbass of the Year. But let's start off with Lizzo.
Oh, God.
I still don't know how this woman has become famous. I don't listen to her music. I don't care to listen to her music. She could have the voice of an angel, and she still looks like a big overturned tub of Hershey's chocolate pudding. Okay? Well, now she's getting her comeuppance. She's being sued by 3 tour dancers for sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment, and supposedly 6 more dancers, employees are joining in on this lawsuit. So this just goes to show you, again, once again, the Hollywood douchebags. You should never look up to them. You should never worship them. You should never look at them as role models. They are evil, sick people. I have told you people 100 times, 1,000,000 times. I think Kevin Spacey is a phenomenal actor.
But he's a douchebag.
I can separate the two. You can listen to Lizzo's music, and if you like it, I guess, good for you.
But obviously, she's got her character flaws as well.
Yes. And especially, the thing that really makes her a dumbass is when you hear that some of the abuse, considering her physical appearance when she's ripping on other people for being fat.
Yeah, when her dancers she fires because they've gained weight. Really? Really?
Oh, Lizzo. Oh, Lizzo, you are such a dumbass. Wayne Brady. Wayne Brady, the host of Let's Make a Deal.
One of the brilliant minds, actors, improv guys on Whose Line Is It Anyway? One of my favorite comic guys, I guess. Somebody who I enjoy watching. Dude, come on. Seriously?
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this. Because, number one, I've never been able to figure out what pansexual means. Wayne Brady has come out and said he is pansexual. The problem I have with the description that I've seen is that basically means you can screw anything you want and it's okay. Male, female, animal, vegetable, mineral.
Alien, sub-alien.
It seems like a cop-out. It seems I can't make a decision. It's like going to the Golden Corral buffet.
What was
ribs, steak, shrimp. And you're
Now-
the
now-
asshole that loads up the plate
now
with
is it-
everything and does not finish the plate.
Now, doesn't this qualify for Andrew Dice Clay's flip a coin? Heads, hair, pie, tails, balls across the nose.
I would think, yeah, and throw some other things in there too,
Yeah.
because he's not
It's-
just bisexual.
No,
He's pansexual. And again,
Anything
what
and
the
everything.
hell does that mean? What the hell does
it's
that
another
mean?
stupid ass made up psychological bullshit somebody had to do to make themselves feel important.
Bisexual means man or woman. So what the hell does pansexual mean? Seriously, does that mean you can screw a donkey and it's okay? Does that mean you can screw a kid? Does that mean you can screw a cat? Does that mean you screw a donut? What the hell does it mean? Is it a free-for-all? Get Ted Nugent out here, play free-for-all. Ted Nugent would have fun with this. Yeah, let's put Ted Nugent and Wayne Brady in a room and
God.
see what happens.
Oh,
But seriously,
Lord.
it's
it's
another
going
symptom of
too
our
damn
society.
Far. Too damn far.
And finally, as I mentioned,
He's in the running.
running for Dumbass of the Year because, well, just listen to the story. We all know the success of the Broadway musical Hamilton. Oh, everybody wants to see Hamilton. Not me, but
Nope.
everybody else wants to see Hamilton.
No desire.
Big Broadway hit. Big smash on Disney Plus. Lin-Manuel Miranda. One of the quote-unquote hottest commodities in Hollywood. Although I do believe his last movie that he did for Disney was a complete and total bomb.
Yep.
But I digress. Well, Mr. Lin-Manuel Miranda wants to make a musical out of one of your Uncle Dave and I's favorite movies. It is not a movie.
It
that
is not
should
a
be
musical. It is not a musical. No, in no way, shape, or form can this be considered a musical.
It is violent. It is dark. It is depressing. Yet somehow, Lin-Manuel Miranda wants to take warriors, come out and play and make that into some kind of a musical number.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Yes,
No, I can't! You're an idiot, Manuel Miranda! Go away, dumbass!
If you haven't figured it out by now, Lin-Manuel Miranda is talking about turning the cult classic The Warriors into a musical. Now, we know they have taken a lot of beloved properties, most notably, most recently, Back to the Future, turned them into musicals, and they've made money because it's all about the money. It's all about the green.
People are lemmings. They'll go watch anything.
But to turn The Warriors, what's next? Mad Max the musical? Just walk away. Just walk away.
Oh, God.
I mean, seriously.
Come
this
on.
opens the door up for how many... What, Friday the 13th, the musical?
Escape from New York.
I mean, Apocalypse Now, the musical? What are we doing? There's got to be a line. There's got to be a limit.
The Thing.
I'm going to test your blood, and if it jumps out of the dish, I'm going to kill you.
Kill the wabbit. Kill the wabbit.
I mean, this has just gone too far. Dave and I could spend 20 minutes doing this. Seriously, we could. Picking all these movies.
My God.
Die Hard, the musical.
It's beyond stupid.
Please, for the love of God,
just stop.
Lin-Manuel Miranda, come to your senses. Go find something
check yourself.
Find something a little more namby-pamby to turn into a musical than our beloved Warriors. He's Dave.
He's Kev.
Thanks for checking us out on the weekend edition as always. Next Thursday, the sports edition. Next Saturday, 7 days from now, more of this fun stuff. Say goodbye to the kids, Dave.
Goodbye to the kids, Dave. Bum-ba-dee-da, bum-ba-dee-da, bum-ba-dee-da.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. Happy trails to you until we meet again.